subscriptions. So a lot of what I do is be a bit of a mouthpiece for the industry, particularly with brands. I'm the one who gets wheeled in to talk to CMOs, and then sometimes CEOs who still don't want to believe the numbers and the things that they're seeing. So a lot of our job is that education and explaining to it from a brand marketing perspective as well. Like, I think a lot of the times when you've seen the way that gaming is being presented to brands, it's more from a consumer point of view. It's like, oh, do you know how many people play this game and things like that? And it's not been that relevant. What we do is we kind of change that a bit to say to them, okay, guys, like, this is how it is relevant for you as a brand. This is where you can play and this is where you can't. And pun kind of intended there. But that enables us to then say to these different brands, like, okay, well, I know you have these reservations. Once we've dispelled these myths, then how do you practically pull it together? And gaming is super fragmented. It's one of the reasons it's got so much success is there's millions of independent groups out there and companies that are building their own ecosystems, and it forges together to create this massive arena and this massive audience. But if you're a brand, it's very confusing. It doesn't work like traditional sports. It doesn't work like music and movies, but it's bigger than all of them. Like, so what's the brand supposed to make sense of it? So that's one area, but it actually gets down to a point where, because of that, there's a lot of opportunity too. And there's a lot of ways that brands can enter into it. And you saw that, like, test and learn, where the last few years brands have kind of dipped a toe, and even ones that haven't done it really perfectly have still seen a really good result. So they're turning around going, okay, well, look, if this was what I got out of that, how do I build it bigger? The problem they've had is that they're not always sure about who to go to for their solutions. I think that's probably one of the biggest problems. Like, where we've diversified, even in our own business, where we started 10 years ago, is different to where we're at now. And we offer so many more solutions because brands are like, look, for example, we have a massive QSR sponsor, or we have a streaming service. They have very different goals. Like, one is about driving people in store or into their app to purchase. Another one is like, they want to grab people's attention. They're a content producer themselves. So how do they use gaming for different different objectives? And it's not a one size fits all. So building that understanding, and then having people who are experienced in disseminating, and then also coming up with the right ideas for that audience. It takes a lot, and brands can kind of see that as daunting, but what they're now looking at it is going, well, is this something we've got to do? Let's just give it a bit of a go.